Time for that transmission oil change on your Harley Davidson M8 Softail. 15,000 mile change. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well in these testing times. So this video is all about changing the transmission oil on your Harley Davidson Softail. So it depends which Softail you have, and you might have to do some extra little things. Okay, so first of all, you need to take the right hand side cover off. Now, some of the Softails, you've got the rear shock absorber adjustment knob right here. So basically, you have to undo that bolt there just to remove it. There is a way to do it with it in situ, and watch my other video for that back in the day. But actually, it is easier just to take it off. Right, so then you just access the dipstick. You want the bike warmed up and you want it put on the level. Now when you come to check the oil level, the transmission oil level, then you take it off the level, you put it on its side stand, on the jiffy stand. I use a little block of wood underneath the side stand, the jiffy stand pad, just to bring it up to the level. Okay, let me do that. Okay, off. Also, you've got to take off this little plastic cover there. Right, move that to one side so you can access the dipstick right here. Now what you will need is a 3/8 Allen head for that as well. There might be slightly different sizes depending on where you are in the world as well and what bike you're running, but on my M8 Softail I'm using a 3/8. Right, at this stage stop, don't do anything. What you really want to do is check a couple of other things here. So when you actually drain the oil, and the drain plug is under there on the right side of the bike, just under the engine there, and it's a 5/8 socket. That's what you'll need. When you actually undo that, it can just free pour out, and if it's on the level, that's exactly what you should do, because it's basically on the level. All the oil should run out. If you've got the drain plug open, that's going to assist with it, but you want to check something else. On top of the transmission cover here, there's actually a vent. So it's basically an open system. It's an open system it vents to the atmosphere. What you want to see is actually, if you've got the dipstick closed and you undo the drain plug, is it still free pouring? If it is, then basically that vent is not blocked, and that's exactly what you want it to be. However, if it's bubbling out, then basically you might have a little bit of debris or an insect or a spider that's decided to make camp in your vent there, so you might need it cleaned out. So it's very unlikely, it's highly unlikely, but you know what, you're there, you might as well give it a go. Right, 5/8 under there, let's get to it. Okay, so you can see mine is free pouring out, so I know that that vent is clear. Right, just remove the dipstick now. This is why you need the adjuster out of the way, so you can just get your hand in there. Okay, dipstick is out. Just give it a little inspection to see if it's showing any signs of any debris on there. It shouldn't, but it's always worth a check. Give that a wipe and let it rest back on there. All you're doing is preventing any debris going back in there. Right. Okay, so next you're looking at your drain plug, checking the condition of it, seeing if there's lots of debris, any big metal filings on there, and all there is on mine is a little bit of sludge, and that's essentially what you're looking for. If there's any big things on there, big metal bits, this is a magnetic plug by the way, so it will attract all that. Yeah, you've got probably some degradation in your gearbox. You might want to look at that as well. Check the O-ring as well, and again, once again, mine is completely toast, so putting a new one on there. It's only a pound, $1 or a shekel or whatever it is, so do you know what, I would just put a new one on. It's, you know, it's well worth it. So when you're checking this drain plug, I say make sure it is really clean, because you don't want to be putting a dirty one back in. Put a fresh O-ring on there, as I say, and then check the oil as well. Make sure it's not heavily contaminated. Have a little feel around there. I know it sounds horrible. Have a little feel around there to see if any big chunks of metal have come out. Make sure that your container that you're catching it with is clean as well, free of debris as well. That always helps. Okay, let me put this O-ring on. I'm going to lube it up with a bit of oil as well. Right, O-ring on. Just a dip of oil on the O-ring. Get it moistened up. Right, that has finished draining. This goes back in. Let's do that. Give the underside of the bike a little wipe down as well once you're happy that this can go back in. Right. Okay, so the next thing to do is torque down the drain plug, and you can do that to 19 to 28.5 Newton meters or 14 to 21 foot-pounds. I'm going to do mine to 21 Newton meters, just at the lower figure or near the lower figure, and then work my way up over the years. I've always done that, and I tend to not overstress my torques as I go along. So always try at a lower figure and see how that works out. Right, let's do this. Okay, now to top off the oil. Dipstick out, funnel in. I've got one of these bendy ones. I know it's popular on videos to have the official Harley Davidson ones, but as long as you've got one that reaches and it fits in the hole, that's all that matters really. Okay, so the amount of transmission oil that goes in is 0.83 litres or 28 fluid ounces. And the reason for that is because it's a wet fill basically. There's always going to be some residual transmission oil or fluid still in there, so that's why it's 0.83. The reason why it's always a good idea to do your primary and transmission at the same time or on the same day, because you buy 2 litres of transmission and primary fluid, whatever make. I'm using Formula Plus here from Harley Davidson. That's what I already had, so that's what I'm going with. The next time I'll probably go with something else. Anyway, you're going to put just a little bit more than a litre in the primary, so that means just a little bit less in the transmission. So that was just over a litre. This would be about 0.83, so just empty the whole contents of this in there. Then what you're going to need to do is button everything up, take the bike off the side stand and check the level. Right, in we go. Now there might be a tendency for you to want to dump the whole lot in, but actually pour most of it in, but just leave a little bit left. You can always top it up afterwards. It's better to underfill than have to top up than overfill, if you know what I mean. Right, take out the funnel without spilling any of it. Then put the dipstick back in, and you can tighten it up to its O-ring here, but don't torque it down. There is a torque setting, but don't torque it down just yet, because you need to check that level. Right, let's do that. Right, let's take the bike off the level, off that bit of wood, put it on its side stand, on the jiffy stand. Let's check that level. Right. Right, it's on its side stand. Let's get this dipstick out and see what the level is. And basically what we're looking for is for the oil level just to be on that X area, just in between the full and the empty, as it were. Just on that. So I can see that literally is just on the bottom end of it. So I'm just going to add just a smidge more and be done with it. Right, take the funnel out and then give the area a little clean. Put the dipstick back in, check the level, and you're done. Okay, so once you're happy with the level, all you need to do, put that dipstick back in finally, and then torque it down if you really want to. But the figures are 2.8 to 8.5 Newton meters or 25 to 75 inch-pounds. There's not a lot of pressure there at all. You could palm it, just hand tighten it if you want. But as I say, if you can do it properly, just do it. I'm going to set mine to 5 Newton meters, mid-range. There we go. Bish bash bosh. Done. There we go. Lovely. Right. Put this adjuster back on and that's it. So as with all my other oils, always recycle them, put them in the container that you used as well. That's always a good plan, and then go and dispose of it responsibly. Right, I'm going to tidy up here, put everything back together, but that's it. But that's your transmission oil change or fluid change as well. But just check that drain plug for any debris, change the O-ring as well, get the bike on the level when you do this, and get that oil all warmed up. There will be a bit of residual oil in that gearbox anyway, so that's why you're not using the full litre, just a little bit less. As I say, do the primary and the transmission oils at the same time, I would. So you just get 2 of these, a little bit more in the primary, a little bit less in the transmission, and away you go. As I say, just on some of the Softails, you've got the side adjuster here for the rear shock absorber. You're going to have to move that out of the way. It makes life so much easier, honestly. And then just check your level on the side stand, as it were. That's it. Job done. Harley Davidson Formula Plus. That's what I've put in mine. Is it the best? Probably not. But it's certainly sufficed for the riding that I've been doing. It's always had Formula Plus, of course. So there we go. I'll see you in 5,000 miles time, I suppose, for the next oil change. Now, will I be using the same oils? Probably not. I'll probably use something different next time. But I had this lying around, so why not? But anyway, hope you found that useful. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share, and check out the website, RevelatorAlf.com. Right. Ta-da.